Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot Tuesdays. I'm Nimi. I hope you all are doing well. This week's card is Strength. Now, strength is courage. This is determination, resilience, perseverance, and this is our ability to withstand life's pressures with dignity and grace. This is all about facing our fears. And not letting them overpower us, not letting them influence our choices, our decisions, our actions. And fear can show up in our life in different ways, right? It could be fear of success, fear of failure, fear of losing a loved one, fear of losing our material possessions, our status in society, fear of conflicts. So this energy is all about acknowledging our fears, being aware of them, but not letting them make decisions for us. Instead, this reminds us to take action, move forward, do what needs to be done despite fear. And that's what courage is all about, right? So think about a seed. So when it's inside the shell, it's comfortable, it's protected. But when it wants to become a seedling and then a tree, it has to face a lot of challenges, right? It has to withstand extreme weather conditions, and it has to find its way through rocks and stones to move towards the light, right? So that's what this energy reminds us. We all have it in us. So this is all about, this energy teaches us that it's through challenges that we grow and realize our full potential. So whenever this shows up in our reading, this reminds us that we got this. It reminds us to recognize our own inner strength, and it reminds us to persevere, move forward, accomplish our goals despite circumstances, despite our fears. So that's beautiful energy. This energy is not about asserting our power on others, controlling a situation, people, things like that. But this is all about inner strength, a quiet, dignified grace. This is feminine energy. So when this appears in our reading, this reminds us of our own strength to tackle difficult situations that we come across in our everyday life, right? And this encourages us to stand up for what we believe is right, advocate for a cause, be true and honest to ourselves, acknowledge our emotions, embrace our vulnerabilities, and share our thoughts, our feelings, even when we won't know how it will be received, whether we will be accepted with open arms or whether we will be labeled as difficult. We won't know, nothing is guaranteed, right? But this being strong is all about, it's not about seeking approval or validation. This is about coming from that place of, strong self-belief and confidence, and being true and honest to ourselves, and not be ashamed of our emotions, our vulnerabilities, instead expressing them. So this card is all about inner power, inner authority, leadership, being a leader in our own life. And this reminds us to take charge, be in control. What I'm talking about is self-control, and this is about taking responsibility for our words, our actions, our decisions, our life. And this asks us to move forward and not let circumstances drag us down. It reminds us that we got this. We can handle whatever situations we are coming across in our life. This reminds us of our own abilities to handle them beautifully. Strength is a card of determination. This is a card of perseverance. And this is about having a clear understanding of our goals, what we want to achieve and accomplish in our life. And it's important to understand what the obstacles are, what the challenges are. Something to do with patterns, something to do with commitment, discipline, things like that. So this is all about, understanding what needs to happen, what needs to change, what needs to go, and what we need to bring in order for us to accomplish our goals. This could be any area of our life. It could be relationship, it could be career, it could be our health, or it could be the person we want to become, the person who we want to be, how we want to show up in our everyday life. So this is all about understanding, having that clarity, and then figuring out a way to make things happen, right? Coming from that place of strong determination, staying committed, staying focused, and single-mindedly focusing on our goals, and realizing our full potential, and accomplishing our goals, our dreams. The infinity sign here, this represents infinite potential of our human spirit. And it reminds us that our spirit is more powerful and stronger than our problems, right? And strength is the eighth card in tarot. Number 8 has to do with abundance, prosperity, and it's also about balance. So this is about creating, connecting with our higher self through creating a sense of balance in our life. So it could be any area that is lacking a sense of balance. It could be relationships, career, health, spirituality, things like that. On the other hand, this also has to do with balancing our own energies, the masculine and the feminine. Strength is ruled by sun, and sun is masculine energy. However, the energy of strength is feminine. Masculine is drive, passion, conquering, control, and feminine is more nurturing. And she's also about, accomplishing our goals, going after our dreams, but in a subtle way. And feminine is also about asking ourselves, some important questions, like being aware of our intentions, and knowing where our decisions and actions are coming from, whether they are coming from a place of inner strength, or whether they are coming from a place of fear. So feminine is all about being aware of what we have control over and what we don't. And this is about releasing things we don't have control over and doing what we can in order to carry out our tasks and our responsibilities in a calm and dignified manner. So again, this is about balancing the masculine and the feminine in us, because both are important, right? This also has to do with emotional balance. So being grateful for what we have in our life. When we come across setbacks and disappointments, our human tendency is to focus on what's not going well in our life, right? We completely ignore what's working. So, me included, guilty as charged. So this reminds us of our own inner strength to tackle these situations, right? And this reminds us to focus on what's going well in our life, and not let difficult circumstances drag us down. Instead, it reminds us to rise above our challenges and focus on what actions needs to be taken, what is important here, what are our priorities, and stay focused on them. Instead of letting the difficulties overpower us. So this is about rising above and doing what needs to be done, being in charge, taking control, and moving our life in a positive direction, creating positive changes in our life. Every card has a higher vibration and a lower vibration. Strength card could mean coming across some difficult situation that requires a lot of patience. So, this could mean power struggles, this could mean manipulative behavior, control, provocation, things like that. But when this appears in our reading, this reminds us that we got this, we can handle it with ease. It reminds us not to lose our patience. Instead, it reminds us to keep going forward despite these circumstances. And it's also about being aware of our priorities and not getting distracted by what's happening around, right? This is about asking ourselves, what is worth fighting for? Where do we want to spend our energy? What are our priorities? And this is about being aware of them and being conscious of our choices. Here we see a woman taming a lion. The woman is our higher self and the animal is our instinctual nature. So this is about, again, balance, creating that balance in our life and being aware of emotional choices that we are making. Strength card also has to do with shadow work. When I said shadow, what I mean is, the part of us that we keep hiding from others, the part that we are not, that we are ashamed of, and we don't like to accept. So, our weaknesses, right? So strength card is being strong, is all about acknowledging our weaknesses, right? Being aware of them. However, at the same time, we don't want to dwell in them. When we keep focusing on our weaknesses, we actually strengthen them, right? That is not something that we want to do. Instead, this is about being aware of our weaknesses so we can work on them. However, we want to stay focused on our strengths, so we can carry out our task, our responsibilities in an effective way. Whenever strength comes up in our reading, this reminds us that we are stronger than we give ourselves credit for, right? And we can handle the situation with ease. There is no need to struggle, there is no need to force anything, but if we just remain gentle and calm, things will be much, much easier for us. And we got this. So, beautiful energy. If you have a question, if you want to learn more about this card, shoot me a message and I will be more than happy to sit down with you and talk about this card. Tarot readers, please do share your thoughts, how you interpret this card. It will be, it's always nice to learn something new. So I will see you next week with another card. Till then, enjoy rest of your week and take care. Bye-bye.